Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host Eben, and today's exciting. We got someone from across the country, our good man Lewis. He's here with the beautiful Ram, and he's got a lot of information for you. So put your seatbelt on and get ready to race. We're going to kick it off right now with the AMSOIL Engine Flush. Putting on our 25,000 mile oil filter. It's going in a 300,000 mile Ram 6.7 liter Cummins. Injector clean is in. You can hear how quiet it is. All right, we're starting out with our engine flush. Now this is a 17 Ram 6.7 liter Cummins turbo diesel. You say, well, why the flush? Well, to get all that carbon out of those turbos. We'll give you the honors, Lewis. Now, this is amazing. Lewis has done so much stuff to this truck, from cleaning the all the pipes in here, the EGR systems. He has 300,000+ miles on this sucker. You can start dumping, and you'll see this very thin detergent, super duper thin, and it's kind of like a thinning agent. Thins out the oil, gets all the carbon deposits around the rings out. It's going to clean around the timing chain, the oil cooler ports. It just makes a huge difference. And you let it idle for 15 minutes. Hey, and if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. Go right on ahead and tap the subscribe button right here. Start her up. We're gonna let her idle for 15 minutes. I know you're wondering why it's idling so quiet. Well, Lewis already put in the diesel injector clean. This lubricates the injectors, lubricates the upper rings, so you have a quieter, smoother idle. It's gonna give you better engine braking, better compression, cleans all the carbon out of the combustion chambers, off the tops of the pistons, gets all that carbon off, and then you got the Cetane boost additive. Gives you more power under load, better startability, and well, you can hear how quiet it is. And we've actually had a couple trucks on the channel get 20% better fuel mileage. So they went from 350 miles per full tank to 420 miles per full tank. So we're talking up to 20% better. Now this says 8%, but we've had up to 20% better with the flush, the diesel injector clean. So just listen to how quiet it is. And there she blows. And you see it just looks like water, how that flush thins it out. Just beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? I like it. Right, before we put on the new valve, we're going to crack open a nice virgin bottle of the 100% synthetic liquid gold. This is the stuff that's been good up to 100,000 miles on an 18-wheeler. That's right, won't void the warranty, won't hurt anything on your vehicle, meets and exceeds all the diesel specs. And I always say on the channel, if it ain't messy, it ain't fun. If it ain't fun, it ain't messy. That's why the wetter the better. So we're just lubing up that little teeny O-ring, but hey, it went all over the place. That's a part of the process, making messes.
Gotta be lubed.
Oh yeah. That sucker will definitely soak it up. So the valve will be lubed, everything's lubed. And now it's getting threaded on. Take a look. So we're just taking the place of the old little spot. Get it all good and wiped up. And Lewis dumped a little bit of oil through the top just to help get a little of the residual out of the pan. So Lewis, why are we putting on this valve?
Well, with your AMSOIL, you like to do your oil sampling. In order to do that, it's just a quick valve, and you can drop right into your oil sample and then plug it back up. You don't have to worry about having a pump to go through the top of the motor.
Beautiful.
And then when you go to do your oil changes and the oil is hot, you just flip that switch down and it drains. You don't have to worry about getting the hot oil all over your hand, taking the whole plug out.
99% efficiency at 20 microns is the AMSOIL filter. A human hair is about 25 microns. So quite an impressive filter, 99% efficiency. And they say 25,000 miles. Now on a truck like this, under severe service, I recommend about 12 to 15,000 miles, I would do oil analysis on your soot level. And I had that question asked. They go, can you really go that long on the filter? So that's the answer to that. And now all we do is soak it up. He said, Lewis goes, I really want to get that oil in there so it soaks. So here we go. So it's always good to grab yourself an extra filter if it's your first time switching to AMSOIL, because all that buildup's going to end up in your new filter. So it's good to change this filter at about 5,000 miles, and it takes pretty close to 1 quart. And we call this priming the filter. And at the end, you kind of put a little oil all around like pouring honey on pancakes, and then you get her all wet. And it starts boobling over the top once you go all the way up. So we're just going to get her all nice and lubed. And that's it. She's ready to thread on. Lewis has an upgraded tutorial on how to deal with the oil filter. Take it away, Lewis.
Well, they make a specific wrench for it. Normally your strap wrenches, they'll work, but it's a really tight fit to get the handles in there. This just has a nice long handle, and it's custom formed to our oil filters for these trucks. So they reach in with long handles, and it's easier to get because I don't know if you can see it, but the filter's way back there. There it is, right there. There's the Mopar filter coming off.
Lewis has got a tutorial for you. Let's do it.
All right, so these are infamous for pulling them out sideways so they spill the oil all over the place. So like with the wrench, there's a company, 2 companies that I know of out that made this nice handy dandy tool. So all you got to do is get it down and get it sitting in the pocket where you can see it now. You just get it, and then it sits in a pocket. Set it in there nice and easy, and then you just take this, you go in, and you thread it on.
Giving birth to a filter. Beautiful.
Now dry this.
Wow, that's amazing. Where did you get
don't
that?
Have all that spillage all over the place.
Where did you get that sucker?
This was a place, Moto Tools.
And if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe if you want your vehicle to run longer and speed stronger. This channel will get your vehicle to do that.
Trick is not to torque it down, because once you're in there, you can only get it off with one hand. You can't hold this and unscrew it.
Got it.
So you don't want to torque it down. Nice. Just barely enough there.
Beautiful.
Just enough to get it to where majority of the people in this industry will tell you, if you use these trucks to work, the perfect truck would be a Ford body with the Chevy Allison transmission and the Dodge Cummins motor. You would never have to buy another truck again.
Just going to use the tool to do the final tightening.
Tiny little snug up after that.
All right, this is the wear scars on most OEMs. That's AMSOIL. No cylinder scuffing, better compression, more horsepower. Well, we're passing the liquid gold on to Lewis. This is his first time. Something so pure, so clean. It's like giving birth to a baby for the first time. That's how it feels. So if you don't know, Lewis is out in Indiana. He takes these mobile trailers, how do you call them?
RVs.
RVs, campers, all over the country. That's all he does. And he's not just the only one that does this. There's many people. So just something so beautiful to see this birthing process. Oh yeah, there it goes. I almost can't even talk. It's that beautiful. Say you get a little heavy-handed, you put an extra quart in, you didn't have to. Well, now with the easy valve, you can take care of it without having to drain it all. Our first start up with AMSOIL, let's do it. Thing popped on like a light switch. So you say, how do you get to 350,000? Well, you keep detailed notes like this.
Oh, the big
there
books.
They are.
That's part of it.
It's 114 degrees. That's totally real. There's no exaggerating that. Blacktop right now is 150 to 170 degrees. And we're already in September.
Yep.
So the official light switch, the heat gets turned off on September 26th. The heat lamp gets turned off, and then the days are below 100.
Out of it every 6 months. I clean all that black soot out of it.
That's horrible.
That's just the hard stuff you get out, and then you soak it and clean it overnight, and then pressure wash it. And it ends up being nice and gone. All the black soot. Pressure relief valve, clean and remove the gaskets from the intake, the EGR valve throttle we talked about cleaning.
Yep,
We'll show some pictures there in a little bit.
Yep.
So.
And he is the magic mechanic. There's only one and only magic mechanic here in Las Vegas.
If we're gonna do magic, you need the hat. Perfect. And we're gonna use some rope and some scissors. We're gonna go to a classic of magic here. This is one of my all-time personal favorites. Screw it up. All right. Now watch. You're gonna help me out with this one. Pull that some tight on me. Perfect. Oh, there we go. Nice. Good. All right. Another one on here, nice and tight. Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's a good. Oh, that's a good one. Now watch this little magic stuff right here. We're gonna trim the edges off to have ourselves a nice, neat thing. We're spray it with some of our magic mechanic magical sauce. Do me a favor. Open your hand. Close it very, very tightly around that. Now don't let anything happen. Okay. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Open your hand. Huh. That's kind of weird. Is it just? I don't know. Let me see. Let me see that again. Here, hang on to that. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now watch. This is the magical part. Open your hand. Close very tightly. Now watch. If this is what cuts the scissors or cuts the wire, this is the restoring part. You ready? Done. Ta-da! You better not mention that again, huh?
That's beautiful.
I like it.
357. So today we did the engine flush, we did the rear diff fluid, and man, this thing's running smooth. Holy cow. Whew. So tell them what you do.
Bring new RVs up from Indiana out to just different locations all over. Get paid to travel the country.
So Lewis is retired. He did years of, what was it you did?
I was a bounty hunter, and I worked private security, and I also worked for a city agency.
So there you go. Lewis has the whole scoop, and he found out about AMSOIL through Gail Banks, right?
Yep.
With the diff cover. And if you didn't see that video, check it out. We did the diff cover gear lube change on Gail Banks, and he makes that for I think almost all the trucks, right? I think pretty much all of them. Yeah,
all the big trucks.
So definitely check that out. I'll stick that up here in the corner, and you can check out that Gail Banks Ram Air diff cover. That sucker's a lifesaver. So what's the difference so far? We've been driving about a couple miles. What would you say?
You know what? I definitely think I was feeling a little bit with the running the fuel additive yesterday, but the turbo seems to be spooling up quicker. More of a response with my turbo spooling up a little bit faster. So I mean, it's kicking.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I found out. My first time I tried this stuff, it was on a 15 Duramax, and the guy, he stuck his head out the window and he goes, holy shit. He goes, this thing doesn't even sound like a diesel right now. And it literally, after doing the engine flush and the Cetane boost and diesel injector clean additive, it literally sounded like a gas truck. And we went out ripping around, and it was just crazy how quiet it was.
Yeah, this one has the 410 gear, so it doesn't rip quite as much, but it
Oh yeah,
it can pull a house.
that's awesome. Anything else we should add, Lewis?
No, that's it for now. Our next project's going to be the transmission fluid.
All right, I
It's
love
going to
it.
be probably in the next month or so.
I love it. All All right, if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. You can tap that little icon right here and check out the video in the middle. That's on the rear diff fluid change. And we'll see you back next time right here on synthetic oil protection. Cheers to protection, protection, protection. Thanks, Lewis.
Thank you.